her. She wore her.
Okay, hold on, yeah. So, you're ready. Okay, so let's start from the top again. Okay, so
Okay.
it was.
It was cold that day she first took flight, and the snow lay thick enough to hide a cat in.
Okay, next one.
She wore her father's coat. It came down past her knees, and she had rolled the sleeves up so they hung at her wrist in a great roll of wool.
Okay, so let's try that again. It came down past her knees.
It came down past her knees, and she had rolled the sleeves up, so they hung at her wrist
Wrist.
in a raised
Mm-hmm.
raised in a great roll of wool.
Very good.
The coat had once been a deep cocoa bean brown, but now it was the color of an elderly shoe. It
Good. Okay,
smelled.
hold on, yeah. So cocoa, yeah, or you can also say cacao, yeah. So it's cocoa bean brown. Can you say that?
Cocoa bean brown.
Okay, so make sure to double check with your notes, okay? Because these are the same words that we had gone through last class. All right. Okay, then you can continue once you are ready.
It smelled very slightly of houses and wood smoke. The wind was fierce that day.
Fierce.
It fierce.
Mm-hmm. Fierce.
Mm, mm, the wind was fierce that day. It was often wind in winter at the top of the mountain. Birds got blown backwards up the cliff edge. Rivers, some rescued, some relative.
Okay. Hold on, yeah. So let's start from the beginning. We'll do together, okay? So it was often windy.
It was often windy.
In winter.
In winter.
At the top of the mountain.
At the top of the mountain.
Birds got blown backwards.
Birds got blown backwards.
Up the cliff edge.
Up the cliff edge.
Rivers somersaulting through the sky.
Rivers somersaulting through the sky.
Their wings shedding feathers.
Their wings shedding feathers.
Like confetti.
Like confetti.
Okay, so there are a few words that you have to take note of, yeah? So I'll just repeat them to you. So you have to take note of windy, edge, reverse somersaulting. So those are the few words. And then I think feathers as well, okay?
What does reverse somersaulting means?
Okay, so remember one of the images I sent you. Hold on. So remember we were learning about context. So figuring out what it means through context, right? So can you guess what it means?
World sky. Reverse. Is cloud or like some
So what's happening there in that sentence?
the sky?
Okay, so the start of the sentence, what are they talking about?
The wind
Yeah, go on.
was a virus.
Fierce.
Fierce.
Yeah.
Fierce. Fierce. The wind was fierce.
Mm-hmm.
And this word is about wind.
Okay, go on. After it says the wind was fierce that day, so it was talking about the wind being fierce. How about the next part?
It was often windy in winter at the top of the mountain.
Good. Okay, what does that mean?
It means the mountain was often windy, often very cold in winter.
Okay, so where in the mountain?
Top of mount.
Yeah, very good. Okay, and then go on.
And the birds got blown backwards up the cliff edge.
Mm-hmm.
So it's on the cliff edge.
Yeah, you remember where the cliff edge is?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
And the river's somersaulting through the sky.
Okay, what is this referring to? So what are they describing?
The birds.
Okay, doing what?
fly through the sky.
Okay, so the first part, right, it says birds got blown backwards up the cliff edge, right? Okay, so can you imagine what that's like?
It's like
Can you imagine it?
yes, but
Okay, so they are being blown backwards, right? So how
yeah.
are they being blown backwards? What do you think? So in your mind, how are they moving backwards?
I don't know how to describe it.
Okay, so but you have like an image in your mind, right? How they're going
Yes.
backwards. Okay, all right. So you have an image of how they're going backwards in your mind. So can you tell me, like, is it straight, or like are they moving backwards? So the birds are being pushed backwards, correct? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So now I will send you like the picture of somersaulting. Okay, so what is reverse somersaulting? What does that mean?
Like go.
What does reverse mean?
I don't know.
No?
Go.
Okay, so reverse is basically backwards. Yeah, so you know in the car there's park, reverse, drive, all of that.
Yes.
So R is reverse. Yeah, so reverse is going backwards. So when you're reverse somersaulting, meaning they are somersaulting in the opposite direction or in an opposite way. Okay, do you understand?
No.
Okay, which part do you not understand? Do you understand what somersaulting is? It's in the
Yes.
picture, right? Okay, so do you understand what reverse is?
Yes.
Okay, so what would reverse somersaulting be?
Go back and it is
So it's basically this action but reverse.
reverse.
Yeah,
Something is like this.
yeah, yeah. So reverse is going backwards because the wind is pushing them back. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay?
I think I understand both of these words, but I don't know how to describe it to you.
It's okay, you don't have to describe it to me as long as you understand what they mean.
Okay.
Okay? Alright. So can you imagine what a reverse somersault will be then?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so you have to take all these words and then you have to combine them and figure out what they mean in context. Okay, All right,
Okay.
so let's continue. Seagulls.
Seagulls blew into the house. Sometimes right into her lap as she sat curled up in the corner. Repeat in rags reading by the firelight.
Okay, so let's try again, yeah? So seagulls blew into the house.
Seagulls blew into the house.
Sometimes right into her lap.
Sometimes right into her lap.
As she sat curled up in the corner.
As she sat curled up in the corner.
Okay, so curled, the R comes before the L. Yeah, so you have to say cur and then curled. Yep.
Curled.
Yep, very good. Wrapped in rugs.
Wrapped in rugs.
Reading by the firelight.
Reading by the firelight.
Suddenly finding that.
Suddenly finding that.
Okay, you can continue.
You had an irate seagull as a bookmark was not audio thought idea, but her grandfather would throw a blanket over there and storm out into the night with the bird bundled into his arm.
Okay, so let's try that. I think most of it you got pretty well, but let's try that again, okay? So suddenly finding that you had an irate seagull.
Suddenly finding that you had an irate seagull.
As a bookmark was not.
As a bookmark was not.
Audio thought.
Audio thought.
Ideal.
Ideal.
But her grandfather would throw.
But her grandfather would throw.
Yeah, so remember through is THREW. Okay, so this is throw. Okay, a blanket over them.
A blanket over them.
And stomp out into the night.
And stomp out into the night.
With the bird.
With the bird.
Bundled into his arms.
Bundled into his arms.
Okay, very good. So I want you to look through all the pronunciations again, like how to say the words, and if you have any questions, let me know. If you don't, then we can continue. Okay?
Okay.